This is FA Cup football, the most beautiful, the most romantic, the most famous cup competition in the world. Respect it. If you're a football fan and you don't respect it, you ain't a football fan. You literally default yourself out of it. We have just witnessed FA Cup drama of the highest degree, FA Cup romance of sheer beauty, love, and passion. The ending to that game is the reason we love football. That is the best way to win a football match ever. Better than a 5-0 drumming, 10-0 drumming, 15-0 drumming. The excitement, the adrenaline, the passion, the euphoria, the ecstasy. Absolutely sublime. Arsenal Football Club, congratulations. Because everybody's critical of you. And most of the time you deserve it. But what you just did there was proper Arsenal football. Arsenal football I grew up watching as a Man United fan. Hating you, really. Absolutely brilliant. Well done to Dani Ceballos. The best thing you've done in an Arsenal shirt. If you don't get re-signed, you can sign out with that and Arsenal fans will be happy. Commiserations to Sheffield United. Really gave it a good go. But that was cup football at its finest. You can rip this thing apart. Tactically, nitpick. Oh, this ain't good, that ain't good. Football purists will love it for that last 5 to 10 minutes of drama. It was absolutely sensational. Sensational. It truly, truly was. And for me, I don't even know here how to articulate this without sounding overly. I've actually just had a Man United fan messaging me here saying, mate, I keep getting told that you're an Arsenal fan just with us for clout. Why, when someone gets following, does he get clobbered? I don't know who's calling me an Arsenal fan. I love football. I never want Arsenal to win, but I can't not celebrate brilliant moments of football. Only a Philistine would do that. You know, you're a madness. And I know, by the way, the guy that messaged me, I know who you are. We're cool. I know exactly who has said that. These people can say what they want, bro. Listen, I know what I am. I know what I am. People that know me know what I am. I'm no Arsenal fan. But that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Did I want Arsenal to do it? No. Do I laugh at Arsenal when they lose? No. And if I'm just supporting Man United for clout, cool. Trust me, there's enough people that know me. It's one of the things that don't bother me at all. Listen, we're going to jump into some fan cams now. But James, who messaged me on Twitter, people can say what they want about me. The guy that's telling you that is a guy that I blocked. Let them say what they want, bro. It really doesn't bother me at all. I'm addressing you because you're a good guy. But let's jump into these fan cams to see what these gooners have got to say. Gal, welcome back to the show. How must you be feeling right now? That was exhilarating at the end.
Mate, I'm going to be shameless. I'm going to celebrate a win. It doesn't matter if it's against Sheffield United. We're in the semifinal. We're in the, what is it, semifinal now? Yeah, we're in the final four of the FA Cup. Ceballos' goal at the end, I was jumping out of my seat. But at the same time, I can be critical and be excited at the same time. They let McGoldrick, the worst player on the pitch, spin and do Cruyff turns around them and score a goal. The guy hasn't scored all season. That's the only thing I'm going to say critical. I'm going to leave it at that. Come on, we got to do better at set pieces. But Hale End, stand up. The academy, stand up. Terry, put respect on our academy. People talk about Chelsea. People talk about Man United. People talk about all these other players. We have 5 academy players who've played out of their very well for us this season. We have Eddie Nketiah, who scored away goals. Lacazette hasn't. We have Xhaka, who's been a revelation over the past 2 seasons. Willock has shown he is a presence in the midfield. He has 5 goals. Only midfielder that has more than 2 goals in our club. He has more goals than all our midfielders combined, and he has only 5. I can keep going on, but I'll tell you this. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And guys, give Arteta a chance. Give him a chance. Let him get his signings. Let him do what he needs to do, because what we've seen today is without Aubameyang playing, we can still survive. If we get a 35 mil offer for Aubameyang, I'll bite your hand off. I'll take it, because I want the club to reinvest in the midfield and reinvest in the defense, and our attack we can score goals. We need to fix the midfield, and then we'll score even more goals.
Yeah. What I saw today was interesting. So the formation that Arsenal played, the 3-4-3, it worked because I saw when you were out of possession, Saka and Pepe, that were your wide players, they dropped into central roles, and you packed the midfield because it isn't strong enough to run with 2, even 3 at times. So you stuck 4 men in the middle. You had your fullbacks your wing backs that then became fullbacks in defensive phases of play. But Aubameyang not playing, I thought you had more balance, not because Aubameyang's poor, but Aubameyang wasn't being asked to play on the left-hand side. Aubameyang couldn't have played Saka's role today because you wouldn't want him running into a midfield central position. And this is the thing, Sir Alf Ramsey said this about England. He doesn't pick the best players, he picks the best team. And that's what's imperative, getting balance. And balance is so important for a team to function. Now, there's 5 or 6, 7 Arsenal players you'd love to take out and replace them with higher quality. But if you get the right balance right, you can hold like you should still be beating teams like Sheffield United, teams like Brighton, teams like Southampton, because you've got the superior play. If you went through every team that's below you and maybe 2 or 3 above you in the league, there aren't very many players from those squads that you'd pick to come make Arsenal better. So it becomes about balance. And I think when you play Saka on the right, Aubameyang on the left, and then Nketiah in the middle, 4 at the back, and then you have Guendouzi and Xhaka trying to hold a midfield, it's weak for me. You just look at it as an imbalance, and then you're exposing the weaknesses. And I think Arteta got that right today. And that's where he needs time. He needs time to experiment in those situations, as an example, and find what works for him without the fans on his back the whole time.
Terry, I don't want to hear Xhaka slander anymore, because we've seen the game that he didn't play against Brighton. We've seen how much we missed him. We've seen that during Arteta's reign, he's played 90 minutes, I think 10 times, and all 10 of those games, we did not lose any of those games. And the 3 games that he did not play 1 minute, we lost all 3. So when I hear Granit Xhaka slander from certain fans, you have to understand that this guy is not only our best midfielder, but he could be our version of Jordan Henderson, where we slander him now, and in a couple years' time, if he's still here and we get to the top, he'll be that guy where we say, "Oh my God, we forgive you, and I'm sorry for ever slandering you," because he does things. If he was in a good team, he would be that engine like a Jordan Henderson.
What I would say, where I would challenge you on that, is just that there was 3 times today where he gave the ball away 30 yards out in front of your box, and they led to attacks. That's where for me, that's where he lets himself down. That, and he gives away too many cheap fouls. That's the problem with him. That, for me, I don't think there's an issue with his passing. I'm not going to say he's Paul Scholes or Xavi. I'm not going to say that. But for me, it's those mistakes. There was a moment where he gave the ball away near the end, and McGoldrick did a really good Cruyff turn. He plays it into McBurney. That was one of 3 times where he gave the ball away in those dangerous positions. That's where Granit Xhaka, for me, would frustrate me as an Arsenal fan. And by the way, that's the one thing about Fred in the Man United team that gets on my nerves. He loses the ball in exactly the same places that Xhaka does on many occasions. And that's the problem, because if you were playing a more potent team today, you would have conceded on at least one of those balls being given away. So I think for me, you can still improve on Granit Xhaka. I still think there are better football players out there than him. But in the short term, maybe you can build a little bit around him.
Look at who's playing next to him, though. Dani Ceballos, you got Willock. Torreira hasn't featured in a while. You have to look at who's playing next to him, because if he had, for example, a Fabinho or like just a solid midfielder next to him, he could play like a Jorginho role with a Conte next to him. He could play like a Henderson role with a Gini and a Fabinho beside him. Even like at Manchester United, you have guys like Bruno they're going forward, and they have guys next to them that can kind of do more of the defensive work. I'm saying Granit Xhaka is being asked to do too much defensive work, and if he was given more freedom to be just a register and dictate the play, we would actually praise him more. He's being asked to do too much, and he's not mobile enough. We get that, but the criticism on him is sometimes unfair, and he's getting scapegoated too many times.
Look, for me, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I don't think he could be a Jorginho. I don't think he has the subtlety. I don't think he has the passing range. I don't think he has the ability to dictate the pace of a game. I don't think Xhaka has that at all. Because you just a minute ago said he could be your Henderson. Henderson isn't a Jorginho either. He can't play that role. He can't do what Michael Carrick did. He can't do that for me. What he can be is a good solid midfielder in the middle that helps you. But he would need top quality around him. So maybe that could work. But let's see what you do. We had a super chat here from Zane I want to touch on. He said, Pepe, future Ballon d'Or winner. It's only his first season. He's done more than Pogba in 4 years. The 4 years that he's been here. Again, we know that's a bit of slander at the end there from Zane. How impressed were you with Pepe today?
All competitions, he has eight goals and 8 assists, 16 goal involvements. To me, with how many games left, that has been a decent season. Guys have gotten on his back too much. Pepe was good today, and it just goes to show you that Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the system that we did today, he was able to connect with the right wing back easier than he was when we were playing with a back 4. So maybe going forward, we might play more of a back 3, because it seemed like we had the balance on both sides. As you said, we attacked from the right at times, we attacked from the left at times, and this is better than what we've seen against Brighton and Southampton.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Sorry, I just clicked something there by mistake. I hear you on that. I think with Pepe, he does need time. I get the criticism of him this year. The goals and the assists are great. There are a lot of games. You think back to the Brighton game, he scored a worldy goal, but he had an absolutely anonymous performance. And I think you have to get the combination of the two. It's interesting, really, because yesterday I would look at, say, Bruno in the Man United team, worst game he's had for us. But he was involved. He was there and involved. I didn't say worst game. He still created 5 chances in the game. He still figured. It was his pass that led to a red card that really helped us win the game in the end of it. I think what Pepe needs to do, even when he's having an off day, he still needs to be involved. And I think that's a mentality aspect that Arteta needs to drill into these players. I think Arsenal, and obviously the king of this is Ozil. Arsenal have had this mentality banged into them for years now of when things are going against us, we shy away from stepping up to the challenge. And I think that's a mentality that needs to be installed into Arsenal if they are to move up the levels. Quality of play is important, but mentality has got to be right.
Listen, Ozil is not even a squad player anymore. Get him out. He's not even a squad player. He cannot factor into the team. He's been more of a nuisance to the manager, having to discuss why he's in the squad. Today, Arsenal Twitter announced that Ozil won't be even featuring because he didn't feature yesterday in training, to help Arteta not have to deal with those questions again. To me, he's a nuisance. He's not even a squad player anymore. He has to go. Talent-wise, he's still good, but he cannot feature in the club if these issues are going to continue on. To me, the club needs to move him on. His wages are too much. He's not featuring. He hasn't played too many games this season. And to me, a Joe Willock has done more this season, and it just goes to show you where Ozil stands in the squad.
Mate, thanks for coming on, bro. Speak to you again soon. Take care, mate. Thank you.
Peace out.
Welcome back. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I enjoyed that game. I love the FA Cup. I mean, exhilarating end. What's your overall thoughts of the performance, and more importantly, the result?
The result was needed, so I'm happy with the win. But of course, there's always going to be things that we need to work on, and things that Arsenal obviously are lacking. My top players in that game, I think Pepe had a decent game today. Xhaka, as always. Tierney as well. He's becoming one of my favourite players. He had a good game today. And what else? I think now, like, obviously we already know Arsenal's defence is shit, let's be real. And that goal, I think, what's his name? Godric or something?
Goldrick, yeah.
Yeah, that goal. Oh my gosh. Like, that was so messy. As usual, Arsenal, critical errors that we can keep making, that happened. And Ceballos' goal saved us. That saved us. Even though it wasn't spectacular like that. You see Arsenal, they just have it in my neck.
I do get how you feel. Well, getting a bit of feedback that we had last time.
Oh god, so I'm so sorry. My house is always noise.
No, it's feedback. My own voice. I heard back. That's all it was. It's gone now. Yeah, it was me. It wasn't your house. Your house is cool. Your family do your thing, man. Yeah, no issues with that. Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from, because you were comfortable and they scored. A very, very scrappy goal. But again, if I look at this, if I look, as a Man United fan, I'm annoyed that you did it. but I'm trying to be neutral for the channel. And I think, well, from an Arsenal fan's point of view, it must be nice to see the reaction of go down the other end and get the goal, because so often, especially towards the end of Wenger's time under Unai Emery as well, you would have just capitulated. And I think from an Arsenal fan's point of view, it's okay, we conceded, it was scrappy, but we pretty much went straight up the other end and got the winner. That must be satisfying that they had the mental strength to do that.
It's true. I feel like mentality now is what we need to focus on as well in the team. Like, I feel like obviously our 2 losses that we started off in the Premier League restarted, that just knocked, like, you know, when confidence is a huge factor when it comes like to playing ball. And obviously now we had the win in Southampton, and I feel like that's helping us kind of create more energy in the team. And that's what we need. That's actually what we need now. Obviously, like, how we play and how we are as a team, that is also a factor. But we also need to remember, like, these guys need to have a winning mentality now. We need to have that kind of energy. That's something that we've been lacking for a hot minute.
Yeah. Again, I was saying to a gal that come before, Arsenal need to improve their midfield massively.
Yes.
But then,
can you imagine? We have to say that Xhaka is our best midfield. Like, I love him, but he's
it's like picking your favorite serial killer. It's like, I don't have one. You got to pick one. It's just not something you know what I mean? It's like, you know, someone said to me earlier, they were talking about Xhaka or Guendouzi being the best, and I was like, excuse the analogy I gave, but it's like 2 men with micro penises measuring who's got the biggest. It don't matter. They're like, not great.
It's true. It's true.
1.5. No one cares. You're both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's cool. But then on top of that, you're right. The mentality of Arsenal needs to improve. And look, as a Man United fan, I love seeing it fall apart and capitulate and break down. But if I'm going to speak real, that's it. And that's what I've been impressed with when it comes to Ollie at Man United. It's the mentality.
Agreed.
Look at Liverpool. You know, one of the biggest elements is their relentlessness. They don't give up. And that's mentality.
It's crazy, And I feel like because we've been on this long, slow, downward spiral, that's just kept people just like, what are we? How are we going to be able to build ourselves up again? And that's going to take a number of years for us to even consider ourselves contenders anymore. Because right now, what are we fighting for? What are we actually fighting for? Because now the FA Cup is our only chance for us to get to Europa. And if we flop, then what?
No, I agree. And I think the way I would sort of look at it is, if I was Arsenal, I would use the Premier League as, and this is the thing where fans might have to think about this without getting emotional. They're not going to publicly say it, but almost use the league games to get your team in peak condition for the semi-finals and final of the FA Cup, because you can't make the top 4. You don't really want Europa League. You get it if you win the FA Cup, of course, but there's the element of just, maybe we go for a trophy. Do you get what I mean? So I've said that about Man City. Now, Man City should be using the Premier League to be in tip-top condition for the FA Cup and to get super fit for the summer tournament, for the Champions League. So rotate, keep everybody fit, get everybody fresh. Where you've got the Chelsea and the Man United, that we've got every week, we've got to be intense because we've got to win every game to try and make the top 4.
Exactly.
Arsenal have got an advantage now in the FA Cup, and you know, essentially it's your tournament, most winners. You know, you add another one to it. You know, people can't catch up as easy. But listen, Sam, I appreciate you coming on. Well done today.
Thank you. Finally.
I mean, it's nice to actually see some Arsenal fans smile a little bit. But take care. We'll speak to you again soon. All right. Enjoy your Sunday.
Take care.
Yeah. Bye-bye. There we go. Not many people on the fan cams today. We are going to cut the short. We've got to get ready for the next stream. But listen, I'm being called out massively on socials here. Terry's an Arsenal fan. Blah, 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 blah. Cool. You see how much it bothers me. Do you know what I mean? Imagine being a grown man with children and a wife, a business and a house, and you spend your Sunday afternoons lying about me on the internet. Can you imagine? Like, when I end the stream, do you know what I do? I get on with my life. Listen, TD, appreciate the super chats, bro. We're not going to take any more calls on this. We might do a bit of a roundup show later on this evening where we'll let more people come on. Until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye. God bless. We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.